Um, Once again, we're back with Hollywood director Andrews with an S, Jenkins with an S.
Hey,
Woohoo! And he's kind of having a little bit of a voice thing, and he's drinking some special tea to
hey.
help with the voice, with the throat and all. And so, if you hear a little raspy rustiness, that's why. But today we're gonna. I'm so glad you guys joined us so that you can ask him all the questions you want to. He said he's open to whatever you're gonna ask him.
Yep.
Hmm.
Any
Oh,
Let's
and
questions
see.
today is the
about
launch. The launch in Australia.
Yeah, and today is the launch in Australia.
it is Monday in Australia.
And Kim is
It
here
is.
representing Australia.
Yep.
That
Finally, JC
20,000
joined
hits so
us.
far. Nicely done.
And we
Hi,
have
everybody.
JC joining us too.
How you doing?
Andrews Jenkins is all the way over at the beginning, and he's the Hollywood director who is going to be answering any other questions that you may have about the video.
Oh, cool.
Before we get started, let's watch the video real quick.
Cool.
It doesn't take a long time. We're going to watch the video real quick, so click on the YouTube button, and I'll share the video with you. And then once we watch the video, ask all the questions you want of Andrews. That's what he's here for. So is everybody ready to watch the video?
Yep. Well, I'll speak for me.
Set.
It's good.
And Andrews, feel free to narrate because I think most of us have seen it already. The music is funny.
No, there's the link. I am so sorry, JC. I'm just assuming everybody's watching it.
No, I thought you were gonna bring it up in the hangout.
Oh, it was.
I did. Everybody's watching by clicking on the YouTube
Oh,
link
okay.
button at the top.
Oh,
Sorry
let
about
me watch
that.
the video.
Yeah.
Oh, I was wondering if
I got punked in the show where all they did was count how many times I blinked, waiting for them to say something. Right? That was.
Oh my goodness, no,
I thought, oh,
no.
this is one of those because nothing's
No.
going on. They're all just watching. Okay.
No, we were actually, you have to, the look on our face is from watching the video. That's
Ah, okay.
You gotta check it out, JC.
Give me just a second here. 3 minutes.
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna watch
go
it.
ahead and watch it.
Okay.
I want to see your reaction anyway.
Hey, Trey, you got any questions?
Trey, are you frozen?
I think he looks frozen. He looks.
No, he's just very, very still.
Oh, do you have any questions, Trey?
I mean, what was your inspiration to do a sci-fi movie?
I'm sorry, one more time? Apologies.
What inspired you to do a sci-fi movie? Why not one of another genre?
Oh, that's a great question. Honestly, and this is going to sound a little bit like pandering, but it's because of the fans. I mean, you take any genre in films, and the sci-fi thriller horror fans are the most passionate people there are. I love the fact that those fans get out there and support way more than any other genre. And you go to things like the Comic-Cons or any of the forums, and those fans are absolutely supportive of the genre more so than any other. And I knew from the start I wanted to make a film that would get the audience involved and get people involved from the beginning, you know. So, I mean, comedy would be great, a drama would be great, but the sci-fi thriller genre of fans, they're just out, you know, they're so passionate, and you know, I don't know, quite frankly, it's a lot more fun to make a movie for the people who are into it. I mean, people when they go and see like a thriller and a horror, they're there to actually be part of the experience. You don't just sit back and be passive about it. you're on the edge of your seat if you're doing your job any well.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean, I hope that kind of answers the question.
I have a question for you. You know, because this kind of
Yeah.
seems like do you watch that show Smash? Smash.
No,
Uh,
I haven't seen it yet.
Okay, so well, Smash is about this Broadway company that's starting,
Oh yeah,
starting a play, a Broadway play,
yeah,
and they're looking for funding and and they go through the whole process right before opening. This kind of feels, like we're backstage watching, Smash. Where where you haven't even casted anything and you're just trying to sell it. So it's
yeah, and that's kind of fun. Yeah, I agree. I want it to be that kind of experience. I mean, when this is in the theaters a year from now, everybody who's been here is kind of hopefully will have seen all the steps along the way. So it's a lot of fun to see a movie when you kind of have some insight into it and a little bit of ownership. I'm actually really enjoying watching JC's face right now as he's watching it.
Okay, I love sci-fi and I love sci-fi horror. So, yeah. As soon as I saw the battery roll, it's kind of funny. Somebody always goes and grabs the damn battery, right? And you're saying, don't do it. So it was quite very nicely done. I love the lighting. The lighting is
thank you.
amazing.
Thank you.
I'm all
Questions,
want-
suggestions?
we
Any
definitely wanted
questions
to
or
make it-
suggestions? Yeah.
I would have slowed it down a little bit. The music is a little suggestive as opposed to how you're supposed to feel at
Yeah.
that moment. So it kind of, you're building up the suspense, and it almost gives it away because you're rising to a crescendo.
Yeah.
Right? If everything was totally quiet, I'd have been scared out of my ass, to be honest.
Yeah. No, if I had a little more time mixing, I think those are a few things I would actually tweak. Yeah, I agree. It's so funny doing the sound design. Here, kind of going back to another question, when you're editing, say, a comedy, and you haven't done any of the post-production yet, you still know if something's funny. Like a joke is a joke, and it makes you laugh or not. If you're editing drama, something is either emotional or not. But the funny thing about editing and working on thriller and horror is so much of it is sound design and music. Yeah, there's the visuals, but if you turn any great scary movie and take the sound off, you realize how much of it's actually in the sound. So the whole movie doesn't really come together until the end. So I'd been living with this movie forever, doing the editing and rough cuts and effects work and graphics, and it wasn't really until the sort of final sound design and stuff that I started to get excited and kind of see it come to life. But as with all things, there's a point where I got to stop myself from working on it and just put it out there. There's still things I would like to change.
It was a little reminiscent of that first movie that introduced the good grief, I can't think of the guy's name. Well, he played Triple X. The guy there was a movie In the Darkness. Vin Diesel, yeah.
Pitch Black.
Pitch Black, yes,
yeah,
Pitch
yeah.
Black. That was my first thought of Pitch Black. Pitch Black scared me to death. The whole movie.
Oh, good.
I
love that.
I've watched it at least 100 times. I've watched Pitch Black.
Oh, I take that as a huge compliment. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Now,
good stuff. And you know what I like?
Person who
You
shouldn't
didn't-
even know the name of the movie.
It's funny, actually.
I've seen it
I-
once, but I remembered it.
You only saw it one time? Oh, I'll give you.
I'm not a horror sci-fi person, but Vin Diesel is the only reason why I watched that movie. And I watched this movie because Edwin said, you gotta watch this trailer, and I'm like, sci-fi, okay, good. Horror,
Yeah.
So this was Kim watching it the first time.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was my way of watching horror movies. So, yeah.
Do you remember this, Kim? Not for me. Not for me. You remember that line? It's when the girl dies.
Yeah, I was just going to say at the end of the movie.
Yeah. It's funny, JC, because your comment about Pitch Black, on Friday, we still really hadn't launched this to everybody, but a little bit it had leaked out. excuse me, and we got a call from William Morris and Paradigm, who, they're the kind of people we want to attract attention. And Pitch Black was the movie that they said they felt like it was kind of in that vein, and they would be interested in making a movie like that. So they compared it to that too. So I take that as a huge compliment.
Yeah, very cool. Because you know what you didn't do that I really appreciate? You didn't do that fast cut thing. Fast cuts. Can't stand fast cuts. They just give you half a second or so. You say, wait a minute. I want to get some idea what's going on. So you let us see the villain, you let us see the creature a little bit, so we're allowed to get as nervous as they are. You really brought the people into it. I appreciate that.
Oh no,
so I definitely want to see the film.
No, I appreciate you saying that.
What did you think about it coming out of the wall?
Oh, I thought that was cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, Ermine.
Hey guys,
Hey,
how's
Ermine.
it going?
Hey.
Right.
Ermine, we are here. I'll reshare the link. We are discussing a trailer from the movie, the soon-to-be, well, not soon-to-be, but upcoming movie called Shadow Lurkers. It's a sci-fi horror suspense thriller, or for sure, psychological thriller. And it's one of those that it can get in your head. Trust me, I've had issues going to sleep at night with the lights off.
So Kim, have you seen more than we have? You've seen more than the trailer?
No, I've only seen the trailer. That's it. I've just seen it over and over. And for some reason, I can't stop watching it. I even though I
Oh, you're the 20,000 clicks.
No, it doesn't register every single. That's individual people that have seen it. It doesn't register the same. Yeah, it doesn't register re-clicks or re-watching.
That's amazing to me.
Uh-huh.
It really is
Very
amazing.
Cool. Well, I'm gonna give you a like myself here. So it's for sure. Yeah. So you'll be on my corporate channel.
That would be huge. I really appreciate it, because anything you could do to share it and help spread the word would be great.
He's taking suggestions like Edwin volunteered to have his head blown up in the movie.
And my shadows come to life.
Jump off a building.
Yeah.
Another guy volunteered to jump off of the building.
You know what? I would love to play. I would love to play the crazy black guy who thinks he's tough and is going to take on the creature and gets his head cut off, right? I'm not scared of no creature.
But that creature is you.
Do you remember that? Do you remember that classic Eddie Murphy comedy routine about Amityville Horror House?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Hell no, I'd be out of there.
Yeah.
That's funny. Actually, Kim came up with the idea of getting everybody who supported the movie in the film as extras, which would be that'd be hilarious. I'd love that.
That'd be awesome. Where are you filming?
Well, we're probably LA.
LA? No, we're pushing for Australia.
Yeah,
Australia.
Kim and Kim are pushing for Australia.
Australia.
Since we're your first official release date, I think you should do filming here.
I actually would love to.
I like going to Australia because that's where I catch all my movies on the flights. You get a meal and a flight.
Thank you. That's all the movies I had missed over the last year.
Yeah, that's where you catch up on your movies.
Hey, here's another Australian that entered the room.
Hey,
Michael.
Did we get?
Michael Tucker.
Michael Tucker.
So this is really an official Australian launch.
All right.
Michael, we're talking about that link. This all the way, and it's funny that Andrew's still all the way at the beginning. Andrews with an S, Jenkins with an S, is a Hollywood director who is launching Shadow Lurkers tomorrow, the trailer, officially. We're getting like pre-screening of the trailer. And he's wanting to bring social media into it early so that we can help build out the movie, help get support behind it. The video has already had almost 20,000 views on YouTube, and we're growing out the following, and everyone who has a big part in growing this thing is possibly going to have an extra part in the movie. And I'm
Yeah.
saying it nervously because I'm like, I don't want to be scared over and over. I want to be able to sleep. Can I just like sit behind the scene and make fun of people who are being scared over and over? Laugh at them.
Well, you know what, Andrew? I'm just like 90 miles south of you. I'm in Encinitas. I'm right on the coast in
Oh.
San Diego County.
Fantastic.
I'm moving to Canada in a few weeks, so I'm going to be going up north, up your way. So if you want to film my death early, that'd be
Okay. We'll get all your close-ups before you head north.
okay.
You are cracking me up,
I
JC.
love it. Actually, I'd
You
move to
are?
Canada if I had the choice too. I love that place.
Yeah, I own 4 businesses, and corporate taxes in California are driving me out of here. So,
Well, I got to tell you, one of the main contenders to place the film would be Vancouver because there's such a
that's
great.
where we're going. That's where we're going. We're going to Vancouver.
There's a
My
good
fiance
chance that's where we could be.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. I've done a lot of filming up there. It's a great place. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Yeah, my fiance lives in Vancouver now, so we're gonna.
It's a beautiful town. In fact, I was just watching a bunch of Battlestar Galactica, which was all filmed up there.
Oh, we all.
Are you into
I'm like my
Battlestar?
favoriteest director ever.
See, Battlestar Galactica, that's
Next
it.
Next week, I'm hosting the Battlestar Galactica rewatch on Google Plus.
Right
you are
on.
not.
Check my stream. No, yes, I am. Next week, we're
Oh.
starting with the pilot. Next week.
JC, I do not know why you don't show up in my stream anymore. It's so funny. There are some people that are in my stream all the time.
No,
That I-
come on, Kim.
and
You know
there's
it is.
some who
Kim, you
aren't.
blocked all of your competitors. Come on.
Oh, you're my competitor? Oh, yeah, I did go
Why do
there.
you think I want all your secrets?
Oh, really? No, I don't. I only people I block are people who are crazy.
Yes.
Are you crazy? I don't think so.
No,
Well,
I'm
I'm
not
getting
crazy.
blocked.
But,
So, no, I actually have a question now about the movie, just
Yeah.
while it pops into my head. What did you find was one of the hardest challenges that you had to overcome to pull it all together, like to actually make it happen?
That's a great question. Actually, the effects were the hardest part. Normally, the whole filming side of it would be the most challenging because the amount of gear, the amount of lights and equipment and crew that would need to film something like that would be a huge deal. But ironically, because I do a lot of commercial work, I had access to that, which a lot of people wouldn't. So I'm very grateful. But the harder part was getting the creature design and the CGI because those people make a ton of money on huge features all the time. And it's not like I could come and give them a bunch of money. So I had to sort of beg and borrow and convince them. So in a way, that was actually the harder part. So I got 90% of what you see was actually filmed in 2 days. And then the last 10% took months to get done. So just getting those creature designs. I mean, also just coming up with the idea of what does a shadow look like when it becomes three-dimensional. We went through a ton of different creature designs before we found the one that really worked, because, I mean, quite frankly, if I didn't have a good effects team, I wouldn't have a movie. I mean, I could only do so much in camera, and then the rest had to be, on the special effects side. So believe me, I did a lot of convincing. I brought a rough cut around to different effects shops and tried to show them what it could be and all that stuff. But it was hilarious because in the rough cut, you may have seen some of the behind the scenes stills. There's the guy in the green suit. So in the rough cut, we had the movie as you see it, but then anytime there was going to be a shadow creature, it was just the guy in the green suit. It was just like a placeholder. So it looked totally ridiculous. So you're trying to get people all scared, and then this guy in a green suit shows up. But yeah. But actually, yeah, the people ended up doing the effects. If you've seen the movie The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, they did the whole opening sequence with the sort of liquid people, and they did movies like Sucker Punch and 2012, and so they're a great team, and they really liked the rough cut, so they agreed to do it. So we worked pretty long on that.
That's
So
awesome.
thanks. It's a good question. Thank you.
How long did it take
So
you
you-
to? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, JC.
No, I was just curious if so you had your own CGI guys. I was gonna ask if that was Industrial Light and Magic or one of the the places you just farmed that out. Who did it?
I just want to say I could not love you more right now if you said that could even be close to Industrial Light and Magic. Thank you.
No, the coming out of the wall there. Come on, that was good stuff.
Oh no, I love it. Thank you.
It wasn't choppy. It wasn't. I look to see choppy stuff. That tells. Basically, you can find out how much money you spent. So we know two things. We know you know your CGI, and we know that you're independently wealthy, right?
No, definitely not either of those things.
Okay.
Funny enough, I grew up right in San Rafael, California, right next to Skywalker Ranch. So as a kid, I grew up with all those people that did all that kind of stuff, and just that's how I fell in love with making movies.
And that's San Rafael. I grew up in Alameda, so we still.
Oh yeah.
I went to Cal State Hayward. Right on. NorCal.
Did you?
So
Nice.
I'm not joking. As a kid, we'd actually go trick or treating to George Lucas's house, and he'd give out Star Wars trading cards for Halloween.
Oh, see, they say no candy. Jesus.
No, bubble gum and lots of hot Star Wars stuff. He was the coolest guy. But to sort of answer your question, though, the effects guys, it was really just a group of two of us or three of us doing most of that work, the animation and then the 3D design and the texture mapping and stuff like that. So it's a huge compliment, and I appreciate that.
Which app did you use?
Oh, I'm sorry?
Which app? Which software app?
Lightwave.
Oh, okay. Lightwave 3D.
Maya. Yeah, and Maya.
Okay.
And there's a new one. There's a brand new one called ZBrush, I think. And ZBrush was used for all the texture mapping on the creature. And yeah, it took a while to really get it to look right, because when you're doing like a sci-fi thing with spaceships and stuff like that, you can make those look great because nobody really knows what a spaceship's supposed to look like or how it's supposed to move. But the second you make a creature, even if it's something we've never seen before, on subconscious level, we all know what something should move like and act and react in the world. So it's a lot harder. You have to put in a lot of extra work to make sure it feels right. Like you mentioned, it doesn't feel jittery or animated. And we really, really worked hard at that, because there was a lot of renditions where I did feel like it was too animated feeling, and I needed it to feel organic and in that space. So that was a lot of the work right there.
So would you pump a lot more transition frames into it to make it smooth, or?
Yeah, actually, I kind of treated it as if I was shooting it at 48 frames a second rather than 24, so it just made it a lot smoother.
Smart. Okay.
Yeah.